this, but I wanted to be here because this is a remarkable moment. It's a remarkable opportunity. It is the next big step in an important piece of work to which so many of us have been committed for so long. I haven't seen Chuck in the audience, but I did see Ron Smith, and there were others here who remember when we were all running around imagining that such a moment as today would happen, and at that time it seemed more like fantasy. Some folks ask us why it is that the Casey Foundation is so committed to this work when we appear as the Children's Foundation. It is true that our mission is to improve the life chances, prospects, and futures of the nation's most disadvantaged children. But we have come to the realization that you cannot do that unless you find ways to acknowledge and support parents and families as co-producers of good outcomes for their children. And too many parents are under too much stress and in such distress that they cannot function effectively to produce good outcomes for their kids. Much of that stress, much of that distress is a function of the economic circumstances and the economic vulnerabilities confronted by those families every day. Too many of those families have too little income to provide for the basic needs of their children. Too many of those families have too little income to avoid making bad decisions, too little income not to be prey to the predatory practices which so many people across this country make so much money on. Too many of those families have too little savings to provide the cushion they might need to deal with the vicissitudes of life. There are too many folks who are one flat tire away from losing their jobs, who are one missed ride, who are one missed paycheck away from destitution and homelessness. There are too many families with too little savings to be able to get themselves out of harm's way when an emergency strikes. There are too many families with too few assets to make the kind of future-oriented decisions that children need if they're going to succeed in a highly competitive world. Too many families with too few assets, too little equity, too little wealth. And what we have been able to observe and have had the privilege of supporting is that as the United Way has undergone this incredible transformation under the leadership of Brian Gallagher, we have seen the United Way take up this set of challenges and take them up in a way that provides the best chance for success. One, the United Way of America focuses on what matters and what works. Two, the United Way of America has not seen this as a one-shot magic bullet program. That framework that is articulated has been worked on, rethought, recalibrated, and really has found a way to give expression to the best of what we've all learned. And thirdly, the United Way in this initiative, as in all its initiatives, has committed itself to lead, but to lead a collaboration of actors in the private, public, nonprofit, philanthropic space, and many folks here today. This is why we're so excited by this particular initiative, and this is why I'm delighted to have the opportunity to be here to bring greetings from the Casey Foundation, my colleagues on the management team and the board, and to really sign on and sign up. We've been here on this I don't think we would Bride would let us get away if we wanted to, but we don't want to. We plan to be here. We plan to continue to support it. We're delighted to be part of this important partnership. Thank you all.